Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to the Be Invincible podcast. And yeah, I think it was a break for myself. I had my family situation, not situation, but I think it's a happy situation for me. But yeah, I think I wanted to restart this podcast because in previous episodes there were really great, lessons which were shared by our industry experts, and I wanted to restart this because I was thinking that why not continue the sharing which is there available, and everyone who is part of these industry expertise can share the valuable information which is basically available for free. You can anytime watch it. And to start this year with a knowledgeable session, with an informative session, with a life transformative session, I have today with us Dr. Kavita Patale. She is a PhD. She is an author. She is a life coach. She is so many things in one, one um, picture, I would rather say. So I would like to welcome Dr. Kavita.
Hi, good evening, everyone. All my viewers who are here listening to me. And first thing, I would like to really wish you a happy calendar new year. Yes, yeah, it is a great year this year, 2026. And as everybody, you must be going through a lot of reels on Instagram and Facebook and all of the media. This is a year of sun and year of prosperity and year of to be a winner, champion. Yes, all those of wishes to you all also. And Ajinkya, thank you for coming back again and giving me this opportunity, being the first speaker of the new year. So it takes a lot of pride and honor, that I'm the first speaker of the this podcast season, and we are starting something really incredible. And let me tell all my viewers also. Last time when Ajinkya had called me, and I think it was 14th of February, if I'm not, it was a Valentine Day or a day prior or after,
Yeah, that,
but
yes.
it was a Valentine,
Week.
this thing. Yes, week, and that Valentine week actually blessed me with a lot of Valentines. In the terms, it gave me a good business. So it really went very well, and people liked. Audience liked it. So there was a lot of corporate calls. So there's a lot of things. So good wishes, blessings, and a lot of things on the avenues on the platter. So that gave me more inspiration, to do something of this sort. So
Yeah.
thank you, Ajinkya, and I wish that as you made me the starter, the main batsman to start the
Opening.
innings this year. I look forward scoring more hundreds
Super,
through this
super.
broadcast.
All the best wishes to you, Dr. Kavita. But
Thank
yeah, I
you.
think let's start something with new things which has happened with you. Do you want to talk about directly about the spirituality in the corporate world, or let's touch upon first of all about your book? I want to know more about your book first, and then get into the topic about the spirituality, the nine avatars of emotions, and what exactly is this book about. Let's talk about that first, because I think this will also touch the spirituality part in the corporate
Yes,
world. But
yes,
let's talk about
yes.
the book.
Yeah. So basically, nine avatars of emotion speaks more about how does emotions really matter, affect, impact, influence.
Mhm.
And 99% you all will agree, Ajinkya, along with the viewers who are hearing this podcast also. We always mask our emotions. What actually Kavita or Bhakti as a person really feels,
Mhm.
that feeling is somewhere drained in my, not in my heart, but I'll say in my soul.
Okay.
It gets dried up because Kavita, as a sister, wears a mask of a sister and depicts a role. Bhakti, as a daughter-in-law in Prasad family, has something else to do. Kavita, as a trainer, is something else. Bhakti, as a mind coach. I'm called by both the names, so people
Right.
know me by both the names. So every moment you are you're only you're either someone else for that particular character.
Mhm.
So what I meant is, in the corporate world, people know me as an L&D expert.
Right.
On the public front, people know me as a public speaker. In the coaching world, they know me as a mind coach, as a business coach, as a leadership coach, right? And accordingly, your interactions, your emotions, there are a lot of things that happens. But there is still something in me, myself, and this me myself either get shadowed down because you carry those lot of responsibilities on your head,
Mhm.
right? And when we work in this materialistic world, today in Kali Yuga, you know, we 99% we always think about others, right?
Right.
What my family feels, what my husband feels, what my my siblings feel, my children feels, and this thing, and you get carried away.
Right.
And because of getting carried away, you get triggered at one point of time because you're not yourself and
Hmm.
you're in that mask. It becomes suffocating, and then you don't know how to react, and then that's a blast. That's a volcano eruption that happens,
Right.
right? So why we have this volcano eruption? What are those trigger points? What are those? If we really understand those emotions in the right way,
Mhm.
and even our scriptures, our all our Vedas, Purans, they also speak about the same thing. You go to the management studies, the management thesis also speaks the same thing. So what I've tried to do is, I have tried to combine our ancient wisdom and our modern philosophy or modern psychology, behavioral science together,
Mhm.
and try to analyze whether it really works, it is true or not. And to tell you, Ajinkya, you will not believe, it is because of this combination
Mhm.
that probably a person like me is still here, talking, smiling, and sharing insights.
Right.
Because for me, 2025 was a year that I would never want to remember in my life.
Okay.
It started with a change of job, and for the for a better salary, better comfort zone kind of thing, lead into a layoff because the
Okay.
project did not work well. And at the same time, before even the layoff could take place, my mother was terminally ill.
Okay.
And the day I admitted my mother in the Horizon Hospital, I mean, she got admitted by my sister-in-law in the morning. Same very day, evening, my husband was admitted in Bethany Hospital. So it was running from pillar to post.
Yeah.
So both were admitted at different hospitals, and for me, it was very difficult because at one hand it is your birth giver because of whom you exist in this world,
Right.
and at the second space it was someone with whom you would exist throughout your lifetime now,
Right.
right? So it was very difficult to juggle between the two. Financially it got a standstill situation because the company that I've newly joined got into a layoff. And over a period, my absenteeism was also there because of my family, this thing. So I absenteeism in the sense that they wanted me to travel different locations, and I was not in that position
Hmm.
because of the health constraints that I have. And then probably it was a common this thing ki, okay, they said anyways we are going to close down the department, it would be a layoff, this thing. And whatever, I did not think about, because that moment my family relations, my emotions were telling me to take care of my people.
Yeah.
But in the why I was saying this all story is, in all this time, in this in different phases of interval that was I was going through, there was a lot of turmoil, there was a lot of hiccups, there was a lot of pressure,
Right.
psychological, mental, emotional pressures. And also that was affecting my health because I was also not well.
Right.
I had the endometritis problem, and I was, I was bleeding for almost 4.5 months. It was not stopping. The doctor said there's a lot of stress. You need to get operated. This, that. So everything was happening. I mean, my health was
Yes.
at standstill point. I mean, I had my own health issues. My mother being ill, my husband being admitted, both into a critical situation, financial standstill. Managing home, father-in-law. I'm a pet mother, so managing my fur baby who does not stay. And he was very young that moment. I mean, he's still young, but
Hmm.
then few months he was still more younger. So adjusting him, this all, I think if I was not knowing how to control my emotions and I did not had those NLP practices practicing for myself, I could have gone to a depression, or I could have committed a suicide, because it was real, that kind of a pressure.
Hmm.
So this book is nothing but it's a summary of all this. And we speak about, this thought came to me in last Navratra, that when you do this, the nine avatars of happening, that won't have taken place, right?
Hmm.
So, what are different emotions? And then when I felt like, as I am going through all these problems, and there are a lot of other women also who may go similarly, but
Right.
probably maybe in my case, we people are little blessed because we are educated, we have a good background, we have good family circles, we have good friend circles,
Right.
who would stand by with you, who would, if don't help you, but at least be there. There's somebody there that you can go and talk to.
Right.
But there are a lot of people, there are a lot of women around who don't have anyone to talk. They
Right.
don't have nothing, there's no support system. who can be the support system. And then we worship Saraswati, we worship Durga also, we worship Kali, and we worship Lakshmi also, right? So if that is true, and it means the power is there with us,
Right.
how would we gain that power? How would we utilize that power? So this thought started triggering my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So this two thoughts, I mean, my personal turbulences that I went through, and then I was studying about all these things, I felt this needs to be captured somewhere. This needs to be, written somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And as this understanding has helped me to come over all these problems of my life,
Mm-hmm.
right, and gave me little stability, peace of mind, calmness, and I was able to do my routines properly. I was able to come back from my turmoil and again rise again,
Right.
right? So I felt, we always say sharing is caring. Now that's a tagline, but it
Right.
would really mean when it is implemented. So I said, let me implement, let me write it down. And fortunately, today, there are very less people who really write down what they want to write.
True.
Unfortunately, that era is gone, of writing books, or everything is digital today,
Right.
right? So, and how many people, though being digital, how many people are really reading it? So this is a combination. I mean, this Gen Z, I say the new generations, they're all on apps, they're all on mobiles, and all AI blessed people. I will say AI blessed people because they know how to use the technology.
Right.
So I said, if I can start helping this generation from very early age
Mm-hmm.
through my writings,
Right.
right, and help and contribute to the society, maybe somewhere it will help.
Right.
I'm not saying that all people will really get empowered and they'll change their lifestyles and do a lot of things, but at least even one person reads my book, and even he takes only 1% of it, and it helps to carve his life on a better canvas.
Right.
I think then, I have done my bit towards the social development. So
Absolutely.
that's the reason why 9 authors of emotions, wherein it tells you the scientific way of handling how emotions get triggered at different levels. When
Mm-hmm.
when you say you're angry, you're happy, you're in disgust, you're in surprise, you're in shock. So
Right.
in all these levels, what is the biological emotional changes that are happening in your body?
Right.
And spiritually, what are those rituals that you need to do that will help you to calm yourself,
Okay.
that will help you to overcome these obstacles?
Okay.
So the model that we say, that OCC, overcome obstacles, opportunities do take place.
Mm-hmm.
Calm yourself and communicate in the right way. And don't complain. I mean, instead of complaining, you communicate, you compliment what is happening,
Mm-hmm.
right? Compliment in the sense that it's okay. It is okay to go a little slow. It is okay to go this. Out of 10 things only, I did 2 things good. I compliment myself. Kavita did a good job of at least of 2 things.
Right.
I look forward for an opportunity, to make up my next pending 8 things, 10 things, whatever are there. Right.
Correct.
So this is how the book is. I mean, all the 9 chapters will tell you, and it will give you a framework.
Mm-hmm.
So there are small little activities, or there are small little puzzles and this thing, that when you read and when you start practicing yourself, when you start implementing, jotting it down, journaling it, it will tell you in real sense that yes, Ajinkya is able to do this, Ajinkya is not doing this.
Okay.
So if done, this can be the outcome. If not done, this can be the setback. So it
Okay.
tells you the real scientific framework.
Mm-hmm.
So after every page, after every end of the chapter of one emotion, you will see something that you can practice. So
Okay.
it's not a book that just read and keep it in your shelf, or as an ebook, you store it on your drives.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a book that will give you a compass. It will give you a pathway. It will give you a roadway how to travel on those emotional blocks, how to
Makes sense.
overcome those emotional blocks and maintain sanity of those emotions.
Okay. Yeah, I think one of the most important thing which I have noticed in any individual who goes through these kind of emotional changes or situational shift, where I say that there are so many people who just don't know what to do, first of all. And then I think, first of all, they don't know that they are in stress because there are
Correct.
so many things happening with them. They are getting so stressed, so burdened with these emotions. They don't know, first of all, what to do. And they are so restrictive in terms of expressing those feelings with others, because what others will think. Do they think that I'm mad? Do they think I'm crazy? And then these thoughts keep building up, and this gives a lot of stress again, and it's all built up, right? So I think this is something, when they understand what to do at what time, after reading a book maybe, I think that will be really helpful for anyone who goes. And I think every individual in this world goes through these life changes, life situations where they don't know what to do, right? So
Correct.
I think.
And basically, I've been a survivor of a brain stroke. So
Oh,
when I had a brain stroke 3.5 years back, the only reason of telling this again on the podcast is my neurologist told me, and that time I was doing my doctorate. I was in my last years of my doctorate.
mhm.
She told me that, doctor, you're about to get your degree, right? You're doing a doctorate into LP and EI. Then why are you not taking care of yourself? I said, I try my level best, but sometimes things are not in place. So the only thing that you're not, the reason you have suffered this and you're in the hospital at this moment of time is, right? Whatever you know, the implementation is not in 100%,
Hmm.
right? And I was not knowing that it is affecting my body.
True.
So I had this normal headaches. I had this breathing problem. I had this BP problem for some time back, right? But that was the trigger points. Those
Mhm.
were symptoms. And normally, when you have a normal headache or you feel a little breathless after walking, you feel okay, probably you must have some junk food or you have not done the exercise, you're not slept properly, and things
Right.
like that. So we take it very lightly.
Hmm.
What I want to tell to all my audiences, if you have some symptoms, I'm not saying that you will suffer something major, but don't take even smaller symptoms on a lighter front,
Right.
right? Take right care of yourself at right time. Whether it is becoming too much difficult, and then probably it's a life fighting situation like I went through. I
Hmm.
was lucky. I got treated on the spot. I got good medical treatment, and immediately things work out for me. Otherwise, it could be a panic. I could have, it was a complete battle between life and death,
I know.
right? So, because of this hardship that I've gone through, I made this book to be very practical journal.
Okay.
Because 99% when you read books, you read the books and you keep it in your shelf. Or
Absolutely.
you just store it into your drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only when you sometimes you feel, okay, I'm getting too much of book, there's nothing else. Chalo karke dekhte kind of thing, right?
True.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but you're not using those book as your practical partner.
Right.
So this book, Nine Authors of Emotion, is going to be your practical passive partner. Passive in the sense it is slowly going to trigger you. This is what you have
Okay.
not done. So you have read this, you have not done. It is going to hit your subconscious mind, because that
Okay.
is how I've given the framework. They do this, this will this, and this is all what I have given in the book for all
Hmm.
my viewers to know. This is all I am implementing. I have implemented, and that has helped me to come over my different problems,
Right.
be it emotional, psychological, physical, financial, all
Hmm.
this problem. And only when I have experimented, tested, and everything, I have mentioned it.
Makes
It is
sense.
not that I've heard somebody's stories and I've read it on the Google or read in the books. But after reading all this thing, when I've implemented it, so what is happening, what is not happening, that's my real journey. That's what I'm trying to share with my audience, and that is the reason why it's 9 authors of emotion.
Super. Yeah, I think I'm really excited to see how this turned out to be. I'm gonna definitely buy this book. Let's flip back to the main topic: is importance of
Yes.
spirituality in corporate world. What is it about?
Okay, so the moment we say importance of spirituality in corporate world, I'm sure many of the people are going to have that fishy smile and say spirituality in the corporate. Corporate means business.
Absolutely.
Corporate means profit. That's why. But I think one of those days where you say profit is only revenue, profit, and money coming in the corporate account.
Right.
Your biggest treasure, your biggest money, your biggest inflows, your profits are your resources,
Yep.
right? It is you yourself, right? And if we are not peaceful, if we are not calm, if we are not composed, right? However good experience you have, you'll still have fights with the team, you'll still have disconnects, you'll still have hiccups, business losses, projects not happening on time, deadlines getting stretched, and stretched deadline means more stretch at the office, more disconnect from the family, and more emotional turmoil. Right. So, how spirituality will help you? First thing, let me give this disclaimer to everyone. Spirituality does not mean just chanting Om or
Yeah.
as you all Maharshal said, Namasmaran Garam. So it's not doing that. Okay, it is just not that. Or read your Bible twice a day, or do your namaz 5 times a day. So all religious, with due all respect to all religion, caste and creed, do whatever your religion says to do, right? But spirituality means is beyond your traditional rituals. It is
Mm-hmm.
beyond the chanting, beyond reading the verses, beyond reading the kalmas, or reading the Puranas or the Vedas and the Granthas that we have.
Okay.
Spirituality is understanding human being.
Okay. Interesting.
Spirituality is putting whatever your religion, caste, creed have told you in all your holy scriptures in practice with yourself and with your co-fellow being.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is how we built up team, right? That is how we built units. That is how we built, sections and your departments and your units and your states and your regions
Right.
and the countries, right? So spiritual. Why today, Indian culture
Mm-hmm.
is been so demanded globally,
Okay. Can
right?
I?
People have started saying namaste,
Okay,
right?
that way. So you're saying that Indian culture is accepted by other countries, or
It has been not accepted. They have started adopting. They started following Indian culture.
oh, okay, that way. Mm-hmm.
And because our spiritual nerves, our spiritual veins are very, very strong, deeply rooted. They're deeply rooted into human sculpting into a beautiful image,
Mm-hmm.
right? The reason we say namaste, there's a science behind it. When you touch, all your fingers together, there's a lot of energy that gets created.
Right.
And COVID also taught us, instead of shaking hand and then spreading viruses,
See,
let's
namaste.
refrain ourselves from doing that,
True.
right? That's spirituality.
Right.
Right. So spirituality is more on understanding humanity. It is understanding fellow beings. It is understanding your own strength, yourself first.
Okay.
Right. Like the cabin crew always tells us in the flight that when if there's an oxygen problem in the flight, none of the aeroplanes, air flight people tells that please first use it to Ajinkya and then Kavita use it for yourself. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
none of them are saying that way, right? They say that
Mm-hmm.
Kavita first you use yourself and then the traveler is Ajinkya, then you help Ajinkya,
True.
right? So first is understanding your own strengths, knowing yourself,
Mm-hmm.
taking the little pause when required,
Okay.
right? Because when I start understanding myself better, what are my strengths, what are my capabilities, what is my capacity,
Okay.
right? I'll be able to deliver accordingly. My lenses are more focused, my lenses are more open, they're more widened,
Okay. So
right? And that, yeah.
you mean to say that anyone who is in a corporate world should understand themselves, their strength first,
Yes.
and then work with other members or other team members or whatever roles and responsibilities they have, right?
Yes.
So in this particular situation, where does spirituality comes in?
So spirituality is implementing those principles of life and emotions or psychology in place. So when we say spirituality, as I said, it is just not chanting, it is just not
Mhm.
reading your verses, it is just not implementing your or saying those shlokas and things. But
Right.
when your all the spiritual things, what details that first understand yourself, you'll be able to understand people. When you know your strengths, you know what you can do best. When
Right.
I, as a leader, know what are my strengths, I'm very good in communication,
Okay.
right? So when I say I'm very good in communication, I should be able to communicate and cascaded information to the most lowest employee or the member of my team very effectively.
True.
And then we only leaders say, "Hey, this team is not doing, they don't really understand."
Right.
Then how come you say as a leader you're good in communication? If I'm saying, if I'm claiming that my communications is good as a leader, I'm good in communication skills, I'm good in time management.
Okay.
So when I say I'm good in time management, then why my projects are getting delayed? Why I have to ask my team to stretch beyond the office hours?
Hmm.
If I'm really good in time management, I should be able to know the skill sets of my people, use the right time, right, use the right principles, fix it accordingly and make them work.
But there could be different unknown situations which can derail your time management skills, right? For example, if I am a project manager and I'm very good at time management, right? I have defined my project plan. I'm just talking the corporate
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
language, right? I'm a project manager and I've defined the project plan and my team is all well versed, all capacity identified and all the stuff. But what if there is an uncertain thing which came in which we never accounted for. So is that my fault, or is that something which I have to be like an accountable for? Because that will derail my project, or that will derail my stuff, which will be as an as a visual, it's like my miss because I did not taken care of something which I, maybe my time management is not appropriate, maybe my project management is not appropriate, maybe my team understanding is not appropriate. So how do you define this? Like, is a project delay is something someone who is defining it, it's his problem, or how do you make sure that this is not related to what you just said, that this is time
Okay.
management, right?
I think partially you answered yourself, because you said when I'm doing a project management and I have strict deadlines to do and there's something uncertainty coming up. So
Right.
let me ask you one thing, Ajinkya. When you're a project manager and you know the project will have some uncertainties coming up, you cannot, definitely we can't predict uncertainties,
Yeah.
but over experience, the time that we have spent in the corporate.
Right.
And anyways, even if we do not have large experience also,
Right.
whenever we take up a project, right, is it not our responsibility, sorry, is it not our responsibility as the project heads, as the leaders of this project, to think and focus that there can be some uncertainties?
Agree. I completely agree
Right,
that we
right.
should
So if
account it.
you agree to this,
Uh-huh.
okay, let me, little more, I give a little clarity. So
Yeah.
when I know I'm working with you on a project,
Yeah.
right, and I know probably there can be change in the stock market that can affect my business.
Okay.
Right? Stock market is something very unpredictable.
Absolutely.
We don't know what will happen. Now, the election coming up, things can go haywire. So
Yes.
I know I'm reading news. It is being spoken everywhere. I'm listening, right? Don't you think as a project head, I should be talking it with you and telling Ajinkya that Ajinkya, let us do this? And I think we are on track. Everything is happening well. But what if it does not fall in place? I have plan A, plan B. But have you thought if plan A and plan B is not working, do we have C and D in place?
Okay.
Right? We all say, na, prevention is better than cure. We have learned in schools, right?
Yep.
So when we know, we are not implementing it or we are partially doing it, right? So what I'm trying to say is that forecasting vision,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need to use it every time. I'm not telling you to be the Sanjay of the Mahabharata, that you sit and you have that what is happening, Roshitra, you say that,
True.
right?
Yeah.
But if it was there that time also in spiritualities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is how the forecasting came into place, right? So our scriptures tells us
Mm-hmm.
the reason is the moment you are thinking about the outcome. That is what Bhagavad Gita says very loudly to everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Problem with us is we are thinking about the outcome ki 31st December ko ye hona chahiye or 1st of January this is what my project should go like.
True.
I need to have go live and this should happen. But I know from 25th to 31st there is all Christmas in the air,
Right.
right? The vibes are very different. People want to go out. They're already yearly plannings done and stuff. So when I know that, that can affect my business, that can impact my outcome during the Christmas week, shouldn't I be doing planning prior? I should
True.
be doing planning prior,
Yes.
right? And still, if something goes down, then at least I have something to present to my management. That 99% of precautions were taken, but yes, something unfortunately like COVID happens,
Mm-hmm. True.
right?
True.
Fortunately, it does not happen anymore in India. But if it case, then it is a different thing. It's a national emergency. It's an international emergency. You can't do about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were all planning well, and probably there was a bomb blast. Okay, there was a volcano eruption. So this is area beyond your control, right? That you can always give that 1-2% of leverage to yourself.
Yeah.
But the major concern what I see in the corporates is everything is urgent, everything is important, everything has to be right now. It can't be right now, right? Then if it is right now, are you as a manager, are you as a leader sitting with Ajinkya, sitting with Kavita and doing that?
No. Maybe.
No. I have a family. I need to take care. I need to go. I stay far. So are my executives. So is my team. I
Yes.
have a Diwali. I have a Christmas Eve, right? I may not have a Christmas Eve at home, but I have my Christian friends to go and meet and wish them. I
True.
have planned something with them, right?
Makes
So
sense.
why don't we think that way? So what I'm trying to say is, the moment we start thinking holistically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spirituality plays its role,
Okay.
right? We are not restricted to our own self,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we are also calm and open with ourselves. It is okay. Out of 10 things today, I could just do 5 things.
Okay.
Why would I take that pressure? But because I know I did my five things very religiously, very meticulously, and I've got good results.
Mm-hmm.
I should empower myself saying that, okay, Kavita, you've done a great job. You did five things. And five things I will plan up tomorrow.
Okay.
Now I know when I was doing these five things where my time have taken, squeezed me more and where time was less and whatever, the plus minuses happened. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll be more proactive when I'm doing those five things of today and next day's 10 things. So when I'm tackling those 15 days, I've learned my lessons from the previous day.
Makes sense.
Unfortunately, we don't take our lessons into count.
Mm-hmm.
And we as human being probably, we are always known for blaming. We keep on dodging the ball. Everything done good. Okay, Kavita did something wrong. Actually, I was supposed to do, but Ajinkya did not do it. He came late, he joined in late, and things went bad, and this and that.
True.
Right? And it's a you cry, it's a common syndrome everywhere.
Okay.
Right? So that is what, so when I know myself, coming back to what I said earlier, but when I know myself, I understand myself, right? Understanding Ajinkya also becomes little easy for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
That communication becomes clear.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That interpersonal skills become more stronger.
True.
My self-awareness helps me to have more of my social awareness, and that's what emotional intelligence is.
Okay.
It speaks about respectfulness. When I respect myself, I'll be able to respect another human being. That's Ajinkya, and then let's work together. I am good with A, Ajinkya is good with B. Instead of doing A plus B, let's do A, B, and then put C into place.
But there are so many individuals who are introverts. How do you make sure that these people also adopt this spirituality and start communicating? Because I've seen many people who wants to speak, but they don't want to because they said, okay, I'm happy wherever I am. I'm doing my work, but still getting a lot of stress, still getting a lot of burden because there are a lot of things going on in their life. They don't want to speak up. So these are kind of individuals who are like an introvert, and their personality traits talks about like they don't want to express, they don't want to mingle, they don't want to talk about things which is going on. So how do you think that spirituality can help them speak up, talk through whatever they're going through? Whom should they reach out to? How should they plan to speak up, right? Because I think one, you said communicating appropriately is one of the baseline of building spirituality,
Correct.
right? So
Very true.
how do you make sure that, how what do you recommend to these peoples? Because I know 10 people, and out of those 10 people, 7 people are introvert. They don't speak, they don't talk to anyone, they just come to work, go back home, that's it.
Okay. So the reason is they don't speak is see, there are a couple of factors. In my small 20 years of experience, what I have seen,
Uh-huh.
90% where people do not speak is first thing, there's a trauma of the past.
Okay.
Earlier, I have tried to speak something and it got backfired.
Okay.
Probably I did not get the right support.
Okay.
I spoke something which was understood in a different way and the repercussions were disasters.
Okay.
It boiled up and everything went for a toss. Or probably I spoke well,
Mhm.
everything happened well, credit was given to Ajinkya instead of Kavita, right? Or else everything went well, Kavita also got appreciated, Ajinkya also got appreciated, and it landed further that all projects has to be done by Kavita and Ajinkya
Only. Okay.
only, right? Then you breathe, you don't breathe, you survive, you don't survive, do the projects,
Okay.
which probably took me on a standby position,
Okay.
and then I became introvert.
Okay.
So there are factors that affects you. As we all management people here and all the professionals all listening will agree to this as a two motivational factors. The external factor and the internal factor. Now, probably if there is no charm for me in my job, if there's, I'm not passionate about what I'm doing, I don't love it is just to keep my meter on. Then probably I'll work for some months, some years with you, and then probably I'll look for change.
Yeah.
And 99% of why people look into change, I'm sure everybody has read this. I've seen on Instagrams and on LinkedIn posts and everything. People only leave because they are not happy with the managers. They
Right.
don't leave for the company's policy. But
Right.
why that manager? Why are we blaming and labeling that manager? That manager also gone through something, and he could not find that comfort in the company where he could give
True.
that little ease and comfort to his fellow being.
Mm-hmm.
He was under pressure. He subsidized that pressure to the next person. That person was unable to breathe and survive, and he left.
True.
And then that's what I said. We only do dodgeball. We only do blame game. So
Mm-hmm.
if we know those people who are introvert, they would require a good mind coach like me, and there are many people in the industry also,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need to. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that we need to speak up to someone.
Okay.
You need to have at least one person in your life who would listen to you. I'm not saying hear to you, but listen to you without any ifs and buts, pros and cons.
And
Just
without
listen to
judging.
you.
And without judging as well, right? Because I think that's the.
Absolutely. When I say, without any ifs and buts, definitely comes there's no label, no judgment, is there's no striking, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hearing, I'm just trying to understand Ajinkya what he's trying to puke up. He's puking up his heart. Let him vomit. It's okay. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have anybody today to hear me up. And when I get into that kind of a situation where I, as a person, feel there is nobody on this earth, on this universe, that who will understand me, what I am going through, what I'm feeling, or even if I speak, hardly people care. Ajit said, "हाँ, ठीक है, okay, Kavita, we'll try to do something," and there's nothing done. And
True.
ये होता है, it is a part of corporate world. Backbiting keeps on happening. People keep on labeling, gossiping, so you don't worry. It is routine. No,
True.
but that routine has affected, it has shaken up me, it has disturbed my mental makeup. It is affecting my body. I'm unable to breathe. It is creating a pressure in my heart. I have a pain in my back. These all are symptoms. Nobody is able to hear and understand that. Hearing that unsaid is very important, Ajinkya.
Yeah.
Right? And that is why when, all these people, their their unheard stories, their unheard layers of emotions, are not answered by any, they're unheard,
Mm-hmm.
right? They go
True.
into isolation, they go into depression, and they become introverts. They don't want to speak up because they don't find a ray of hope, because everybody's trying to give them a gyan. This okay, this has happened. And hota hai, managers are like that, leaders are this way,
Mm-hmm.
this company is like that only. Then people will try striking out. Chalo, let me find a new job. Let me go somewhere else. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if my manager ever could have asked me that, why do you want to leave? When my manager knew that, I was not comfortable with few people, if she could have asked me, she could have, tried to give me something of my comfort. I could have sustained, I could have gone through. I did 3.5 years job with my earlier company. I could have still continued.
Mm-hmm.
But prior, I mean, even when I was going through all these things, what kept me engaged is I was very passionate doing of what I wanted to do.
True.
So I never went into a depression.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for my own comfort, and I felt probably like a company which will give me a work from home, Saturday, Sunday
Mm-hmm.
offs kind of thing. I had this thing. So what I'm trying to say, when you're speaking about this, out of 10, you have 7 people. These people do not find an alternative options also in life.
Okay.
They're not finding that space. And then here, spirituality makes wonders for them if they start implementing the basic hacks.
Okay.
Talking to self is not madness.
Okay.
Talking to self is the best self evaluation. Because if you ask me the definition of madness, I will say it is manifesting of your own thoughts, molding your own self for a better version.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say being assertive and accept what is happening.
Okay.
I'll say D as you dare to new destinations. Devote yourself for something better. Be determined towards it.
True.
And as you nurture, new qualities, you practice it and be noble about it. It's okay,
True.
right? When you say about E, I know it will bring a lot of energy, enthusiasm, eagerness. That I'll start finding the why of my life.
True.
S, it will give me success, it will give me smile, and another, it will help me socially to be better myself.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I know how to portray it. Is okay if I'm crying. I like to cry at times. What is so bad about it, or what is so you about it? It's, oh, she keeps on crying. Fine, I cry. I'm a person. I'm not a robot,
Absolutely.
right? But when I'll be able to say that boldly, that affrontly, I'll be able to shut somebody's mouth. But I can do it myself,
True.
right? So if somebody says that, Kavita, you are mad, I say yes, I am mad with all my heart and soul. I would love to be called mad because I'm manifesting my own thoughts. I'm molding myself to be a better person.
True.
I'm being assertive towards myself. I'm accepting what is happening instead of crying and cribbing about it. I'm not giving excuses.
Right.
Okay, I'm not giving reasons. Right? And I dare to take bold decisions. I dream. I dream with my open eyes. I dream that same dream with my closed eyes.
Right.
Because I know my destination that I need to travel. right? And this can only happen when your spiritual insight is very stronger.
Okay.
Because this madness is something that creates passion, that eagerness,
Mm-hmm.
right? From the ashes, we say that you have to be the phoenix, you have to rise above, right? But there has to be some source, that some energy that will pull you to that level,
Right.
right? That is what spirituality is. It will give you, it is like, it is that mirror that will speak to you, because my mirror sees me, and it does not sees Aishwarya Rai, Katrina Kaif,
True.
Alia Bhatt, all the beautiful Bollywood divas that we have. My mirror sees me, right?
True. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
today when I see, okay, probably my hairs are getting a little white, I need to color it off. It's okay. What's harm in coloring off? It's
True.
not doing shosha, right? But it's taking care of my own health.
Yeah.
If I see little wrinkles, it means probably I've not slept well. I need to sleep well, right? And that is what spirituality speaks. How would you take care of your own self in first
First.
place? No.
First.
Right?
Makes sense.
Because once you start taking care, then the self care, the self love, emotional well being, mental well being, physical well being, everything will fall in place. It is a journey to travel with your own energy, with your own insights, with your own qualities, with your own plus and minuses to become your better you.
So you mean to say that first take care of yourself.
Yes.
That
Your
will.
soul rather than your self. I'll
Okay.
again break the self, because self is, when I say myself,
Mm-hmm.
okay, myself is my mental self,
Mm-hmm.
my psychological self, my emotional self, my social self, my financial self,
Yep.
right? So, and my soul is a divine spirit. I'm a child of the divine.
True.
We say in the Sanskrit, Aham Brahmasmi, the Brahman is there in me.
True.
I'm a part of this universe. The universe dwells in me.
Right.
And if the universe dwells in me, it gives me all that power. It gives me all that strength.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And we learn from our nature also. You have landslides, you have earthquakes, you have calamities, natural calamities, but nature is not died. It builds itself again, right? There's still new trees coming up. There's still new flowers seen in the universe. Everything is beautiful around. It
Absolutely.
takes time. So when probably you're going through bad patches of your life, when you're going through turmoils, it is shedding your bad habits. It is telling you that probably start accepting, knowing that this is thinking that you have done wrong, and probably after this there's a new beginning. I always tell in my coaching, in my training sessions, that there's something called no in the universe. It's a next opportunity, new opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nurture that optimism in yourself.
All right.
And that's what is spirituality for me.
So, if I understand this correctly, how is spirituality important in the corporate world? Is first of all, look out for yourself, your soul, right? Build the optimistic mindset, is
Correct.
what you said, right?
Yes.
Once you understand yourself, your needs, your strengths, then you will be able to perform better in the sense of communicating, in the sense of working towards your goals, which you know that you have optimistically defined, right?
Yes.
And then achieving those goals will automatically make you a good performer, right?
Yeah.
Which gives you a sense of satisfaction, sense of belief, which is an award or reward for you of being spiritual to yourself, correct?
Correct.
So this is what I want to make sure that I understand it correctly, right?
Absolutely. So, Ajinkya, if you have a paper and pen with you,
Right
do
now.
you have a paper and pen? Yeah. Right? Okay. So, write down me, M-E, me.
Okay.
Please show it to everyone. Yeah. So, this is the me. Okay. Now, turn your paper upside down. Yeah. It
Is it-
is. So, that M becomes W, and that is we.
Yeah, it becomes we.
Yes.
Yep.
So, first thing, when I say, knowing yourself, I'm manifesting my own energy. I'm molding my own enthusiasm into getting best result.
Right.
And when I do it for myself, right,
Hmm.
it is we. It is winning, engaging teams.
Makes
It is
sense.
winning, enthusiastic teams.
Hmm.
Right? Best example I can tell you. I'm sure everybody must have heard this interview of our lady squad. a cricket team. We won the Women World Cup.
World Cup.
Yes, and Miss Kaur told that in our team, it's not that we all had great days every day,
True.
right? But as a team leader, as a captain of my team, what I've decided is it is okay to have the lows and the downs, but we'll not speak about it. We'll start speaking more about good what we have. And when in a stressful situation, what we'll do is we'll try to engage in a new activity that everybody would like. So we had some guitarist in the team, we had some singer in the team, we had somebody used to play pranks. And this thing, that is how the team, tried to, lower down those difficult situations, lighter those moments. That gave more positivity. And that is being divine. Because spirituality connects you to the divine strength, the divine spirit, that divinity. Then if you give an image, probably it will be Lord Ganesha, Lord Vishnu, Lord Jesus, or Allah, or any other god. You put that image, then when we speak about all this spiritual figures, we are giving an image.
Right.
When we don't speak about them in an image form, in an ideal form, it's the strength, it's the energy.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
universe runs with the energy, right? So
True.
spirituality speaks of uh, molding that energy for a betterment of all,
Mm-hmm.
transforming that one energy. Like a sunflower, when there's no sunrise, what they do, they turn towards each other. They
Mm-hmm.
share that. Sharing is caring. I use this example a lot in my sessions. If any of my trainees and coaches are listening, they will be very glad to hear it again, right? Because that's what the sunflower does. We learn from nature, and that is spirituality,
Right.
right? If every, just to put it in a very bold and straight words, I'm sorry if I'm hurting somebody's emotion, please forgive me, right? But if only chanting, doing holy pujas, and going to masses or reading Quran, if I mean what I'm trying to say, by all religion, caste and creed, even only doing those traditional rituals could have solved problem, I think nobody would have been beggar here, nobody
Absolutely.
would have been bankrupt,
Yeah.
right? No tensions could have survived, right?
True.
Everybody would have been very harmonious, right? Everybody would have been very, very nice. Everything would have been very beautiful around,
Right.
right? So spirituality, our scriptures, our holy books also, or our granthas, our Vedas, Bible, Quran, whichever religion, caste, creed you speak, all those scriptures tell you one thing is start following whatever is written, implement in creating the better form of the energy,
Right. Absolutely.
right? Take everyone together, right? And when you come together, there is more strength.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We'll have winning energies. We'll have wise energies.
True.
We don't have to look wisdom outside. The wisdom is there within ourselves. It's only we need to have that open lenses to see that wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
If my junior tells me something great, I feel a little offended. Arey, what is he trying to tell me? He's trying to being over smart. But
Mm-hmm.
appreciate here, he is a person of a new generation.
Mm-hmm.
He has probably learned new techniques and technologies and those hacks which was not taught to me. I'm learning by process. He
True.
has learned in the schools and colleges. So
Right.
let me value and respect
Right.
that 10 years of his schooling and the 5 years of college. Let me respect that 15 years of his knowledge.
True.
Why won't I do that? Because he's a part of my team. If my one hand is not working, I'm going to get handicapped, I'm going to get disabled. When
Right.
am I going to evolve that, okay, he's a junior, he's a senior, this, that, where am I going to break those things and come out of that shell? Only when my spiritual understanding is better, my understanding towards is better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is one of the major insecurities between the senior and junior team members, which I've always seen. So I think you're right that you have to first just accept what is there as part of your team, and I think work collaboratively, like you said, and I think then you will have your spirituality enhanced, and you grow as a person, as a good human being, right? So I think one thing I want to ask Kavita,
Yeah.
what is like, if I want to take some action items from this podcast, what should I do, like in one, two, three steps, to build my spirituality or to build something as an enhanced person from now on? And how do I overcome certain situations where I find it difficult to manage?
Yeah, I'll answer to this question, but before that, I'd like to add something to what you have said.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when you speak about these complexities that we have, we were discussing about it. I always tell all my trainees, all my coaches, and all the corporates where I do trainings and
Mhm.
coaches, I always tell them one thing. Unless and until, if, okay, in the example, if Ajinkya is my senior and I'm his subordinate, my junior,
Mhm.
unless and until I don't see why Ajinkya is in the senior, first thing is why. Ask this question, why? Okay, be wise, be humble, and have that youthfulness.
Yep.
Okay, have that winning attitude, right? Be honest that I want to learn this because it will keep me always young,
True.
right? So when I know that Ajinkya is at a senior level because of this credentials and which I don't have at this moment, I should scale up myself to that level, because unless and until I don't push myself to that level, I will not get Ajinkya's position.
True.
And Ajinkya should be happy that Kavita has taken over my position. Because of Kavita's push, Ajinkya knows that if now I don't perform well and she is doing very well, I will probably get sidelined. So I
True.
better pull up my stocks and learn something more so I can go ahead of Kavita.
Mhm.
See, in this also the spirituality learns because we are helping each other to grow.
Right.
I am growing because Ajinkya's credentials have given me the trigger
Mhm.
that if I now don't take that chance and start learning, I'll always be at sideline. I'll always remain low. So if
Yep.
I want to grow, I don't want to be low, I want to grow. Let me start learning,
Mhm.
right? And that push of mine to learn brings me at level of Ajinkya. I become the senior manager, but Ajinkya is blessed because from now senior manager, he becomes the AGA
Makes sense.
because he also starts his travel of
Mhm.
learning,
Mhm.
knowing, expanding his knowledge.
Right.
Right. Now, coming back to your question that, as we are going through all this thing, what is that one takeaway or the few takeaways or that, that you would like to practice,
Action items. Yes.
right? Those action items. And if we are still going through this hurdles, what will you do? Okay. So, first thing is that what I want everyone to do in this new year is first write down your goals. What do you exactly want? And don't write bunch of goals.
Okay.
Too many things spoils the whatever you do. Too many colors will spoil your canvas also. Too many spices spoils the food also. Don't take too many things at time, but take at least first three things which are predominantly very very important that you could not do last year in 2025,
Mhm.
and that has given you that trigger that this you could not do. Put that first three things.
Okay. And
Okay.
that could be anything, personal, professional.
Personal, professional. But then, if you ask me, what will you do? What actually I'm doing in my goal setting 7-day challenge that I've thrown, and there are a lot of people who are participating in this.
Okay.
I said that take something which is very, very core to your soul.
Okay.
And that's what I started in the beginning of this podcast. Like, ask what you are,
Mhm.
right? Because I, as an individual, as an Atman, I'm a very different person.
Hmm.
But when I put myself in a mask of a wife or daughter or a sister or as a colleague, I'm a different person. Because then I accordingly understand my relation and start to working.
Mhm.
Right? So when you're doing these three goals, you should be in the center.
True.
Right? And now divide these three goals for the 4 quarters.
Okay.
Okay, what is that first thing that you will do? Because that goal will also have sub goals. Those will have sub points.
Mhm.
Right? So the one takeaway is first thing, writing yourself what you actually want. And you
Okay.
will write in the present, and that is affirmation.
Okay.
That I am or I have a weight loss by 2 kgs. Now, but to have that weight loss of 2 kgs in January, what am I supposed to do?
Okay.
Then there are action items. Write down what you can do best.
Makes sense.
Right? Write down 3 qualities for every quarter that you will like to follow.
Okay.
Write down that one mantra. That what is that you can really practice well.
Okay.
With whom can you share? Because
Mhm.
as I said, why we have those intros, because they don't have anybody to share. Find
Mhm.
out your one accountable partner. Maybe it is your life partner, your best buddy, your friend, your coach, somebody. And if you have nobody, my dear friends, books are your best friends.
Hmm.
Write it down.
Okay.
Stand in front of the mirror and ask that, do you want to be a person who's the front face crying and saying, oh my god, everything is very bad for me in life? Or you want to say no, even if it is bad, I know I'm a courageous person. I have won my battles earlier and I can win this battle today also.
Right.
Right? So that is first thing is knowing yourself. When
Mm-hmm.
you know yourself, ask yourself why you want to change. Your why has to be very strong,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you know what, I want to be fit and fine.
True.
How probably I need to follow diet.
Yeah.
But why am I following that? Because if my health is better, right? If my physical health is better, I don't have mental pressure.
Right.
Psychologically, also, it gives me a lot of comfortness. And this mental and psychological comfortness helps me to act better. And when I am better in all sense, physically, mentally, psychologically, I'm also taking care of my society. I'm also taking care of my finances. Because
Right.
I'm healthy, I can work more.
Right.
I can concentrate more.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand more. I can implement more. I can give more family, time to my family. I am only not well. What will I take care of my, my sick husband or
Right.
my sick mother-in-law, father-in-law, or whoever in-laws are there in my home,
Right.
right? My health is only not good. I cannot concentrate on somebody else's health wellness.
Right.
Right? That's what earlier we discussed in the podcast. If there is a problem in the plane, what they say that help yourself and
First.
help others. So that is one thing. So I'll make a planner
Okay.
and I'll keep it where I'm sitting. I would have my comfort zone, my
Mm-hmm.
comfort area, or in the office where you have your desk.
Right.
Put that because every day when you see that, that is a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Snow White in a Seven Dwarf story says, mirror, 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 who's the most beautiful person in the world. When
Right.
I see that mirror written in front of me, my mirror is telling that Kavita, you have to lose 2 kgs.
Mm.
Kavita, you have to achieve this.
Right.
Kavita, you're blessed with this. So I'm writing those things, and that gives a reminder to Kavita. So the
Right.
moment Kavita gets angry or depressed, this thing, then I'm cheating myself. Huh? I can cheat the entire world, but can I cheat my own soul?
Mm. Never. Mm.
Right? And if I'm doing that, I will not have a peaceful sleep because then I'll have a distorted sleep.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's one strong takeaway that I want people to do is write down yourself. Gone are those days where you used to write diaries. We had those. I remember in my school and college, we had those slam books.
Yeah. We also have
Your
this.
favorite color, your favorite dish, or this thing. And then you used to pamper. I have not had pav bhaji for long.
True.
Right? My pink color is favorite. So I remember when I've written my slam book and pink and blue color is my favorite where I've written. I could really see my wardrobe more of pink dresses and blue tops and stuff. More collections in pink and blue. Today my entire wardrobe has changed because I have not written about it. Yeah. So I mean, what I'm saying, these are small things.
Right.
And spirituality speaks about those small little achievements. Celebrate that small little achievements instead of waiting for that big day to come. That
Right.
will come. Single drops counts to the entire ocean, right? I
Absolutely.
was going through this Instagram and there was a beautiful story that I came across. I would quickly like to share that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it will be very inspiring for others. So there was one bird, mother bird, and her 2 kids.
Okay.
And they were near the ocean side. And what happened? There was a huge wave that came, and there was probably a cyclone or some change, and the uh, the water god, I mean, drowned everything. It was a big this thing calamity, and now this mother could fly, but this kids could not fly.
Not. Mm.
Though she tried her level best, she could not help.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this huge wave, her kids were dead
Oh.
in this cyclone.
Oh.
Okay. So she cried, she cried. I said, as this water has taken away my kids, right? I'll take each drop of this ocean, I'll make it blank. I'll write it out of them. And then all birds started laughing. So this is a huge ocean. You're such a small bird. How will you drain this ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? The bird says, whatever it is, it may take ages for me to do that, but I will not leave. I'm very determined. I want my kids back. Well, it was not my fault. There was a change in the climate. It was not my fault. I always had my nest here near the ocean side.
Right.
Right. And then when all they and then that mother bird said that if you can't help me, don't discourage me because I am very keen of doing it.
Right.
Today these are my I have lost my kids. What is tomorrow if you lose it? And
True.
same thing happens. So we should be doing something. So when she said this thing, all the birds they discussed and there was a community meet and everything, and they said, hey, she's correct, let us do something. This ocean should understand. Right? And this all birds started helping that mother bird. And then the biggest bird, the Garud of Vishnuji. Now Garudji said to Vishnuji, Vishnuji, you need to relieve me from your duties because all my birds friends, our entire community is there. I am a part of that community.
Right.
I'm the king of the birds, so I can't say no to it. I have to go and help them. Right. And Vishnuji said, no, you can't leave me. You're aligned with me. I said, if that is the thing, I'm aligned to you, then you're also aligned to me, isn't it? You have to also come and help me in my work then.
Right.
Because I keep on helping you everywhere. I keep you traveling everywhere.
Right.
Right. And then Vishnuji had nothing to say. Then I said, okay, I'll come and help. Right. I'll also collect the hand. When Vishnuji came there in the ocean, to try down the entire ocean, the ocean god said that, oh, please forgive me. Uh, there was some disturbance in my behavior that created this calamity, and I'm sorry, I'll give back this. What we learn from this story is it's togetherness, understanding, emotional, that trigger, that determination that this mother bird has,
Hmm.
right? We fail to have that kind of a determination, right? So if we put that into place and we practice what we know,
Hmm.
we have been taught since our birth to speak good. We are not taught to speak slangs. We are not
Absolutely.
taught to speak jargons. We are not taught to label. Neither our family taught us, nor our schools taught us, nor our universities taught us, and neither our societies, has taught us that. But then we keep on labeling it. Isn't it bad? We do body shaming. Isn't it bad?
Yeah.
Right? And these are small little things that we need to change, and that is what is spirituality,
Absolutely. Yeah, I think.
right? So when we start writing it down, why am I doing this? Why I should be more concerned about my talk, because whatever I say happens. Universe only understand positivity,
Right.
right? So when I speak, let me speak better. Let me speak nice. Let me speak good. Instead, I can't do this. I will try to explore better. I'll
True.
try to experiment it.
Makes sense.
Right. So in my this 7-day coaching challenge, what I've given to my trainees, Ajinkya, I've given them one task. At least the 7 days, what you'll do is you'll not use words like no, not, never, couldn't, wouldn't,
Okay.
absolutely nothing. You're not going to speak that.
Okay.
Now, how do we do it? You start conditioning yourself that you have to speak positive.
Hmm.
Instead of saying that I can't do this, I'm trying to do it in a different way.
Okay.
Right. And these are small atomic habits, small changes
True.
that spirituality makes very stronger.
Yeah.
God does not say that you keep on chanting. And only doing those things, if you could have got the heavens, probably Duryodhana won't have got heaven. He was
True.
very focused, right? Basically, his name was Suryodhana. Everybody knows now by now,
Mm. Yeah.
right? But the only reason why we say that he was against humanity, he did all evils, he did all wrong things in this thing. He got the heaven and not the Pandavas. Why? Because he was very focused.
Hmm.
He knew only one thing, that a kingdom belongs to him and he has to fight for it.
Right.
Then be it whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, right? That kind of determination when we have, I know what are my good qualities, I know what I'm blessed with. I know I have to work with a team who comes with different experience, who come with different psyche, different mentality,
True.
different backgrounds, right? So let me accept them as they are and let me see what best I can do with them.
True.
When I'm very focused with that, I will definitely get results. And spirituality is
Hmm.
practice of good things that you have known in life and doing it religiously every day.
Makes sense.
Doing it without thinking what it will give me at the end of the journey.
Hmm.
But it is during the journey what I practice well.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think one of the things which I learned is in this podcast is like you have to be consistent.
Yes.
Consistently doing and conditioning yourself is something which will enhance yourself as a good person, good human being. And once you are good, you automatically start, releasing those positive
Correct.
energies, basically, which it builds up your environment around you. And I think that's basically you talk about importance of spirituality and in corporate world. Like I am also an employee, a corporate employee. If I start implementing, building myself, analyzing myself first, knowing myself, my strengths, and maybe sharing is what you said is something which I should be doing. Accepting someone else's growth, right, which will grow myself, is something is also I need to do as
Yes.
part of my daily practices. And I think positivity, always affirmations, is what I should be doing every day. Removing negativity around myself is going to help me enhance my spirituality. I think this is the key takeaways which I can take, and I'm sure everyone who's going to look at it in future or looking at it now should understand that enhancing yourself is a way towards enhancing your spirituality towards anything in the world, not even corporate, but anything in this world, right? So enhancing yourself is one of the first steps which Dr. Kavita explained us today, and I think it was really helpful. I just want to ask you one more question: is when
Yes,
is
please.
your next session, or when is your next coaching class, or when is your next training session happening? Is it online? How should people reach out to you, and how should people make sure that they learn more from you?
Yeah. So before I could again answer this, I'll just like to tell you one more thing that just struck to my mind is, when we are also speaking about some, making a summary of the spiritual understanding is, I start respecting myself. I'm respecting the Brahman in me, the divine power in me, and that is how I'm respecting others.
True, true.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and to know more about this, yes, there's a 7 day goal setting challenge that I'm again doing the next week. Right. So, from 1 to 7, on the 7th, my first group is getting completed. If
Okay.
people are interested, so what I've spoken on this podcast, the techniques, the hacks, how would you do it on a daily basis?
Mhm.
This is what the 7 day challenge will help you to understand better.
Okay.
Right, and it is great thing to share that already people who are doing this challenge, you know they
Mhm.
have said that they've already got that vibes, because they started posting on LinkedIn. They've also shared it on various platforms,
Right.
that little small change that they are finding in themselves.
Right.
They were finding it little difficult to tell no to their managers. They were not able to make them understand that within this 3 days of the small little technique. Yesterday one of my participants said that, doctor, you know what, I was always used to think that this manager is so much, she speaks too much, she puts a lot of things, but today when yesterday when you told me, Shishma, go and speak this in a different way and see what's her reaction. I said I was completely freezed myself, because I could not see that she was liking it. She was accepting me as it is. The simple thing, and the single thing I asked her to do is that please go and appreciate your manager, saying, thanks for throwing the tantrums last year. Otherwise, I won't have done this project. It was only because of your help and support that,
Yeah.
under that pressure, I could deliver. So I'm looking forward for your guidance this year.
Hmm.
So can you help me understand? And when she spoke that way to her manager, the manager just had a smile and said, oh, really? Really? You're saying that. And there was a different conversation altogether that they had. So
Makes
that blockages, those eyes blocks which were there got broken.
makes
Right.
sense.
And these are people from the Maharashtra Electricity Board division, by the way.
Okay.
So, in a government entity, talking to your senior becomes little difficult, at least
Right.
in the corporate or the limited companies.
Right.
Right. So she was really finding it decent. And that one conversation, that assertive conversation, that appreciation,
Mhm.
acknowledging those challenges given by the bosses in a very assertive manner, got a lot of breathing space for my training. And she
True.
was so happy because that pressure got reduced.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right, so these are some simple hacks that I'm practicing with my team. And the
Mhm.
next challenge, I'm starting from the 8th of Jan for the next 7 days. So if anybody's interested, can give me a call on my mobile number, that is 9819464056. They can reach out to me on my WhatsApp number, and I'll send the other details, the outlines of the program. And any which ways, if you're still interested, to have one-on-one coaching, and if you want, or maybe if Ajinkya, you feel it's you and your team, you want a group coaching to be done
Right.
on, mental well-being and psychological, development, empowerment, and NLP tactics and stuff, you can always write down to me on my email, that is successbuilders28@gmail.com. Write me a one liner, or your team request, what is that you're looking forward this thing, because I am a kind of person, I don't try to give you something which is very very stereotype kind of thing, because I believe every person needs is different.
Right.
Everybody's understanding and the takeaways will also be different. So
Absolutely.
I would like to understand what is exactly your need, and then we'll have a 30 minutes of a discovery call, which will be a
Mhm.
free call, to
Mhm.
understand where do we stand today and at what level we want to draw a canvas.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right,
Sure.
so that 30 minutes of discovery with this little psychometric tooling that I will do with you will help me to understand what is your actual core requirement.
Okay.
Because it has, in this last 20 years, I've seen one thing: people come with a lot of tantrums, people come with a lot of, ask. Like, okay, they want to do this. And by the time when we have a discovery call, and we finalized the call, then they understand all the other ask was like, they were not important, they were all subsidiaries.
Hmm.
The actual ask was something else, the actual need was something else.
True.
That
Makes sense.
evaluation needs to be done properly.
Okay. Cool.
That if you say, okay, I have a problem with my team, so I want a team management program to be done, I'll not do it for you. But let me understand, why do you say there's a team management problem with you?
Okay. Makes
Like,
sense.
I'll try to understand that why from you, and then probably I'll tell you that, Ajika, these are the best possible options, what I feel,
Hmm.
and this is what we can do in the best fashion. So you let me know what you're comfortable with, and then accordingly we do. So it's a very customized, very, very holistic, very, very a program meant for you yourself
Makes sense.
or your team.
Sure.
So I do that kind of a customization. So and I think that has given me results till now. That is what has helped many people who have come to my program, or wherever people have called me to be their coach, their guide in this thing. And then I just don't do those sessions for 2 or 3 days, or I just don't do that 7 days challenge. What I do is, there's a commitment then, right? We have a 30-60 day planner, and probably we run with each other's journey
Hmm.
throughout the path. So it's a complete hand holding, till the time you feel that, okay, Kavita, I can walk myself, I'm very confident, right? And then you give your own self a destination. This is where I'll land up and call you and tell you. And then only, and then I also feel comfortable that Ajinkya had come to that level that he can now take his drive on his own highway.
Makes sense.
That's the only time will I leave your hand. But then we are still connected on WhatsApp. I'm
Mhm.
still connected with all my past trainees, my coaches on the different community groups that we are, and they keep on sharing, the
Right.
goods and bads, the ups and downs, and I happen to give a call. So that keeps on happening at free of cost. So that community support for your life is free.
Super.
So that's what I do.
Yeah, I think this was really helpful. And anyone who wants to reach out to Kavita, I'm gonna post all the details in the description of the video, because this video will be also available on YouTube. I'm gonna share that link with you, Kavita, and as well
Sure.
on all of my channels. And if you want to reach out, I'm gonna share all the details of Kavita. You can reach out to her. I would recommend that you must reach out to her, get her guidance, because there are so many things that she can help you with. This was one part of her knowledge, spirituality. I'm sure there are many aspects of your life, mental, physical, stress, anything. You can talk to her, reach out to her. And I think, thank you today for joining this podcast, Kavita. I'm sure that we're going to have more discussions on different topics going forward this year, but it was a great start to have you on this podcast. This is really great. Thank you for
Yeah,
joining.
and it is also my pleasure to come again here and start my new year with your podcast. So
Super, super.
that's my first social media appearance this year, and that's through you, Ajinkya. So I'm so thankful to you to give me this opportunity, and I really wish everyone a very, very happy, safe, prosperous, satisfied, successful new calendar year, right?
Super.
So that every calendar year, this year should be a momentum. This year should be a push that your upcoming all calendar years are flourishing, prospering, smiling with a lot of success and joy. Wish you
Super.
everyone a wonderful evening, wonderful night, and a wonderful path ahead to travel.
Super. Thanks a lot, Kavita, for joining. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you.
What today I am,